coming. We've come to court today to follow up on 4 members of Bunge la Mwananchi Jacaranda who were arrested by the police last week on Thursday, 8/8/8/99. And the state is accusing them of purportedly having grenades. The people of Jacaranda don't walk around with grenades. The people who have grenades are police officers. And every grenade has a serial number. That serial number will tell you to where it was even manufactured, the consignment by which it came, the ship that it followed, and which police station or which security agency it is held. And even from that police station, you will know which officer has signed it out. This is pure political harassment, trying to intimidate the young men for no reason. In fact, these young men who've been detained here were not even on the day arrested in town. Some of them were arrested in Soweto. Some were arrested in Starehe. We've objected to their continued detention. They have been held now for 5 days without any holding charge. The state has not brought even a holding charge against them. And we must see this as a larger plan to undermine the voices of the people. William Ruto needs to know that the voice of the people is the voice of God. The people have spoken, they've rejected you, they've rejected your regime, they've rejected everything about you. Arresting these innocent young boys will not help you to recover from the rejection you are facing from the people of Kenya. These young men are innocent. Detaining them, you will do all the investigations you want. We even told the court they are willing to even go to every police station in the country if they want to see whichever police officer they want to. Just arraign them, present them, tell them where you want them to. But to keep them in police stations here, detain them, deny them access to their families, their children and their wives, and to deny them the breadwinners in their homes, you are now punishing their children, you are punishing their wives for nothing. If you have a fight with Jimmy Wanjigi, take on Jimmy Wanjigi, and he's waiting for you. Go and do your political fight with Jimmy Wanjigi, take on him, but don't involve innocents. Don't involve innocent young Kenyans who have got nothing to do with the mismanagement of this country. We will still continue coming to court, and we are going to challenge in all courts this violation of the rights of the Wanabunge. Jacaranda is the people's platform. Jacaranda must be respected, and the members of Jacaranda have a right to say the things they say. You may not like it, but that is up to you. Just the same way there are people who you go visit here and you pay money and they sing your praises. We don't like it, but it's not up to us. We don't care what they say. Everybody to stick to their lanes. Go to meet your praise singers. Us also who don't want to sing your praises, let us also sing, continue singing your anti-praise messages. Because ultimately all this is about the mismanagement of this country, the subjugation of our constitution, and undermining the rule of law. We will be back. The matter is still going on in court, and we hope that tomorrow, when we come back for the rulings, we will get our people to be released, to join their families, and to continue to contribute to the national conversation in this country. Thank you.
You mentioned something about Jimmy being in court. Yes. Maybe when do you expect them?
The matter is coming up on the 16th of August for mention. So Jimmy Wanjigi'S has filed his constitutional petition, and he's challenged what the state did at his residence, and is going to adduce evidence to show what happened outside his residence at Muthaiga. He will show the state and its officers who planted grenades at his residence and at the gate. All that information is there. What they did not know is that in this modern world of technology, everything is recorded. When we say the revolution shall be televised, the revolution is being recorded. It is going to be televised live, not in reported form. All that information is there, and whatever they're looking for in these cases, that information is there. We will tell them who planted those grenades. We will tell them which vehicle they came with. We will tell them their faces. We will tell them the clothes they were wearing. We will tell them everything. The whole story is up there, and they'll get to see. And they should go now for those their officers who are trying to fabricate evidence to implicate innocent individuals, including these 4 young men and Jimmy Wanjigi.
Maybe a quick question, Wakili. We know that the cars that normally zinakata internet wanga are used for the state by the president most of the time. And last week we saw one at Jimmy Wanjigi'S place so that the network can be tampered with, and that's when they got access to Jimmy Wanjigi'S home. I mean, from what they did, what from that car itself, because that car has a story to tell. What can you say about it?
Of course, the truth of the matter is that this is William Ruto fighting Jimmy Wanjigi. The police are just being used. And that is why you saw that vehicle that you're talking about, the jammer, that was able to jam everybody's phone. There was no phone connection, internet, when that vehicle was there. It's a brown Prado with antennas all over it. We saw it and we even took pictures of it. It's on the CCTV. It's public information. We'll share it. It was, though the number plates were not there, didn't have number plates. So it was part of the fight. They thought they were going to interfere with the evidence when they were bringing that motor vehicle. Evidence is there. What I assure you is that the evidence is there about everything that happened outside that house. Everything is recorded and everything will be shared in the courtroom.
Aside from maybe Jimmy Wanjigi appealing to or talking about the damages that were done in his house, is he going to also do the case against the police brutality against the family?
Of course, we are going to do a comprehensive petition to seek for compensation for the damage that was caused in his residence. We are going to go to seek redress for the torture, the inhumane treatment, and the assaults which was meted on Jimmy Wanjigi'S family members. His wife was attacked, his son was beaten, his daughter was also beaten. The core of Jimmy's nuclear family was attacked by people who are officers of the state. And I must say that we are going to not just sue the state, we will sue the individual officers who are leading those units. Because when we sue the state and we win, it is the same Kenyan taxpayers who use their money. No, this time you want the people who did these things to take individual responsibility so that you get to know that when you commit these acts, you are individually culpable and you must answer. Those officers who are attacking Jimmy's wife, they are not doing it on behalf of the people of Kenya. So they must be called to answer in their individual names. The ones who attacked Maina, the ones who attacked Wamboi, they must all be called to answer in their individual names for the acts of assault and torture that they've meted on Jimmy's family, and even to these 4 young men for whom I'm appearing today.
Maybe perhaps one last thing, because you were there when they went in, what was the experience? Can you talk about that you saw in?
You saw Jimmy and myself dancing to Sushi B. Forgive us our trespasses. That was a dedication to William Ruto that we don't fear. On the right side of history, the side of God, and there is no weapon that is formed against us shall prosper. And so we were not worried. As much as they used all manner of force, they carried, at one given time, there was no less than 500 guns, assault rifles in the compound. But that did not deter us. Why? We were at peace. Because when you're on the right side, you're doing the right thing, you don't get too worried. And even when the devil decides to concoct evidence, the devil gets exposed. Just like in this particular instance, the devil with his fake grenades is going to be exposed. We are going to show you how Ruto was doing. And Jimmy was relaxing in the house, watching them, and they were not seeing him. They will pass him and they're just watching around with them. He was the real Houdini. They will pass next to him and he will greet them and they don't see him. And he was right there until they left. Then he came out and addressed the press. Thank you.
And maybe the last question. I heard you speak about police that had access to your car, stole some things that were in the car. Maybe perhaps can you tell Kenyans what they took from your car?
From my car, they stole my wallet, a brown wallet. In it, there were my credit cards, debit cards. I had 5,000 Kenya shillings and 3,000 US dollars in that wallet. There was also my LSK member's card that was in that wallet. I'm going to write a formal complaint. First and foremost, they didn't have any right to search my car, to enter my car. When they illegally searched my car at night, what I'm saying, they took pictures of all those things in my presence. Then once I left the compound, they came back and now stole those items for which they had taken pictures. So it meant these guys were taking pictures of my car and the contents therein with a view to come back and steal. So they stole my car. And these policemen who stole my car, you've stolen from a son of a Lego. You know what that means.
Thank you so much.
Wakili, my name is Edith and this is Jalango TV. Maybe a quick one from me. You've said that it is the president who is attacking Jimmy Wanjigi. Maybe you can explain to a common mwananchi to understand why is he attacking Wanjigi at this time? Because
Wanjigi is creasing. He's been creasing by teaching Kenyans, educating them on the problems of this country, which is the economy. And Wanjigi has spoken about this. He's been out there educating the masses on why we're having an economic problem. And of course, they are not happy about it. So they think that Wanjigi, by opening the ears and the eyes of Kenyans, is now making Kenyans to now start asking questions, which before the people of Kenya were not asking. We've been taught. He has taught us for 1 year. He's opened our eyes. Kenyans are now woke. So even as much as he's going to try to apply pressure, there are now so many Wanjigi'S. There are so many little Wanjigi'S in every Kenyan. People who have understood our problem as a country is the economy. It is not about tribe. It's not about political party. And that is why in summation, when even Gen Z went to demonstrate, they said they are tribeless, they are partyless, they are faceless. They are all about Kenya. And that is what Jimmy Wanjigi stands for. That is what Jimmy has been talking about and telling Kenyans where the theft of their money, the theft of their resources is taking place, how they take illegal debts to disenfranchise us. In fact, they are stealing your children's future today.
Thank you.
Thank you. Maybe
it's okay.
Okay.
You've concluded.
Okay. Thanks.